winning 2 World Series, of course, here with the St. Louis Cardinals. Tony La Russa. Well, you look great. How you doing?
Well, I feel great, although we haven't scored yet, so I'll feel better if we get a run while I'm here talking to you.
Do you miss it?
No, not really. I mean, my time was enough. I'm excited about what's next, and I think that's probably the biggest thing. I'm very, staying busy, but no, I had enough dugout.
Of course, you're working now for the commissioner in Major League Baseball, and I mean, are you bouncing around a lot? What are you doing? Well,
I had a real good spring. I some in Florida, and then I went a lot to Arizona because I hadn't seen it in so long. And you stay current, and I'm fortunate the commissioners got me doing some things to stay busy. But you want to stay involved in baseball, and
Castro throws out.
Safe.
Pulled him off the bag. High throw.
Well, I think that if I had my druthers, I've all these years been involved with a competition of a team. The winning and the losing. That's one thing. If you work for MLB, you don't have that. It's for the good of the game. So I have hopes, aspirations of maybe getting with a club and getting in the front office someplace. And I've always liked responsibility. So the more responsibility, the happier I am.
Eric and I were talking a little bit earlier today, and if you can go back to last year, was there a time where you felt like retirement is maybe something, at least retirement from the dugout, is something you found yourself thinking about more than perhaps at another time in your career?
I knew that the last, 2 or 3 years, my time was coming to an end. Part of it was that I had had enough. The other part, when you're at one place 16 years, I mean, you need to refresh that organization. I think this is really good that this year they got a new manager and they got new coaches. I mean, a lot of good things happen from once in a while turning it over. But I had come close to thinking, how much longer do you want to keep pushing? And, the more you do it, the harder you have to push to get to that level 10. And about midseason last year, I said, I'm convinced. And I waited till the last month to tell Bill and Mo in case I had to change my mind, and then waited till they fire me. But as it turned out, and then the way it ended up was just ridiculous, like a fairy tale.
Back when you were managing Mike Matheny, and he's a very young man, only 41 years of age. I mean, I think a lot of people forget you had only managed, 2 years in the minor leagues before the White Sox gave you that opportunity, if I remember correctly.
Right.
Now, he has no years of managerial experience, minor league or anything else, but is he the kind of guy that you thought, even going back a decade or so ago, that might be managerial material?
Well, he has more experience than I did because, number one, he played for a dozen years and played very well. He played a key position. He was a true leader type. We had the privilege of watching that for 5 years here in 2000 and 2004. So, he had big league experience. He played a demanding position and a leader on the team. We all knew, I'm talking about we as a coaching staff, that when Mike could work through his family, because they have 5 wonderful kids that are now growing up, that he had the bug to contribute, stay in the game, and he had a lot of outstanding characteristics that made him a natural.
Tony, all of us can talk about you not being there, Dave Duncan not being there. A lot of your coaching staff is no longer here. Albert Pujols is not here. How do you think this team is going to fare with all of you not around?
Oh, I think they're going to be outstanding because there's you always concentrate on what's, just like if a couple of guys get hurt. You're playing what you have, not what's missing. And forget the guys that are missing. The club is very well set up player-wise, coaching-wise. In fact, of the guys that are missing, the only guy that I think is irreplaceable is Dave Duncan. The only guy in uniform that we have felt for years that's irreplaceable is the guy that's batting right now. And we were just talking earlier today, it is a real pleasure for 162 games to watch Yadi Molina play the game. And there you go.
Base hit left field. You brought up Dave Duncan earlier. He left the club to be with his wife, who physically has not been well, as their strike 3. And we certainly want you to pass along, because we don't see him and haven't talked to him, please pass along our thoughts and prayers to him and his entire family.
Thank you.
Did I see him here today come out before the game?
Yeah, we were, in fact, he was here yesterday. He and I carried out the 11 trophy together, and we had dinner last night along with Dave McKay. And, he's I've said it before, you know, it's not where I manage, it's where he coaches. And that's where I'd like to manage. Dave, yesterday we were watching the game together, and we were going through some of his reclamation projects because I wanted to be like specific. Okay, Dave, what did you do for? And I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And you know, Dave, one of his great attributes as a coach, and something that all coaches should learn, and now we stress it with our team. It was never about Dave. I mean, the pitchers were so sure that Dave was there for them. He never wanted any credit. And when you go through it, I mean, he would nonchalantly say, well, it was this guy, you know, with Tom it was this, with Eric it was that. And it covered the whole spectrum of what a pitching coach might bring. And that's the thing I think that separates Dave is you could not have an issue that he wasn't capable of handling. And I did ask Jeff Adelson what was who has the most wins, and Dave Duncan has the most wins by about 500 of any pitching coach in the history of the game.
Wow.